Hey everybody, my name is Alden,
Drew.
and welcome back to Don't Starve. This is going to be episode 7. Um, we're doing another post.
Yeah, so we had another audio-related mishap. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but Fraps didn't like whatever I was doing, and absolutely no audio got saved out to the AVI file. So I don't have any game audio, and that's also how I was recording Alden. So unless you just want to hear me talk for a while and have an extremely one-sided conversation.
What
uh,
prompted him to say that? So, in other bizarre related news, I guess this will be our first episode in HD. Then we'll go back to standard def for a while because they're already scheduled, and then we'll go back to HD again.
No, actually, I think this will be the first This will be the first Don't Starve HD, and I think that actually lines up with the other HDs. So I don't.
Awesome.
Oh God, sorry. Okay, so that that right there, that is the tall bird, the beholder looking dude on twigs. Um, the the tall bird is actually a neutral mob, so you don't have to run away from it like a little girl like I just did. But it will attack you if you get too close to it, or
And
if you get
also,
too close to its nest.
yeah, they have nests, and that's where you would get eggs, and eggs are excellent sources of food. But if you wind up stealing that, they're going to um, attack the hell out of you.
Yeah, and another thing to note about the tall birds is that they don't ever actually lose aggro, and they run faster than the player. So even if you were to like put them to sleep with a pan flute or the sleep darts, whenever they woke up, they would still hunt you down, and it's pretty much impossible to run away from the tall birds.
That's
So
a little disconcerting. If you like put them to sleep and then you make it to another island, and like sometime like hours later, this tall bird comes out of nowhere, just like.
oh, that would be the most disconcerting thing ever. But yeah, don't ever pick a fight with a tall bird. You can't win.
Yeah, I mean, and realistically, I mean, I guess at that point, the only way to, um, deal with a tall bird is to actually take them out. We found that an effective strategy is to like dodge it, and then you can actually stun lock it if you have a spear. Just kind of bob and weave and poke at it with your pokey stick.
Yeah, that's generally a good strategy. Um, so I'm gonna make some more shish kebabs just because I like shish kebabs. But I learned after recording this that, and everyone's probably been yelling at me the whole time, but you can actually trade morsels to the Pig King to get gold. Um, and I actually learned something else just recently that everyone I'm sure has been super mad at me for, is the artifacts we've been digging up, like the melted marbles and the gnome. You can trade to the Pig King for a lot of gold.
Oh, really?
Obviously, I've been dropping them in the research machine, so I don't know how much. But yeah, I found that one out and felt right stupid.
Well, I feel like that's still acceptable. I mean, if you think about it, you still have research, and they're an excellent source of research.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not a terrible use of them, but if your ultimate goal is like breaking your survival record, then yeah, it's a pretty poor use of it. But I think early game, at least personally, my focus is usually on unlocking stuff so that my later playthroughs can be. I can get the playthrough that I've got all the stuff, and I can just like shoot for that awesome high score.
yeah, I mean, exactly right. I mean, I would say burn it on research now. Once you don't have any more stuff to research, at that point, then you trade them in for lots of gold and make your respective weapons and tools.
Yeah. Um. Alright, so I've got a lot of farming to tend to here. One thing I did actually look up between recordings and everything was the discrepancy between getting the stuffed eggplant versus the ratatouille. A couple episodes ago, I tried to make stuffed eggplant and ended up turning my eggplant into ratatouille, which is super disappointing. But it turns out the trick was that there are a certain 4 ingredients that you can use to make stuffed eggplant. Obviously, the first one has to be an eggplant, and then you can use more eggplant, carrots, corn, or pumpkin. You can only if you use anything besides those 4 or filler, which would be the seeds, the sticks. Then it turns into ratatouille. So the ratatouille, again, the crockpot mechanic is surprisingly in depth, but there are both requirements and exclusions. So now see right here, I'm just gonna do the carrots and filler that I tried the first time and definitely worked. But the thing about recipes is there are requirements. So like ratatouille requires that you use vegetables, but it doesn't exclude fruits. So like if you put some vegetables and like durian or pomegranate in there, it's still gonna give you ratatouille. But if you were to try and make a fruit medley, that requires fruit and excludes vegetables. So you can't make a fruit medley with vegetables. Alright, so right here we just ate the extra smelly durian and found out it actually does deal you 8 damage. That is
It's so appropriate.
that is some rank fruit right there, that is.
I've never personally experienced any durian, but from what I hear, it just smells filthy.
Yeah, I must say I have not been privy to its smell, although now I'm kind of curious.
Sickly curious.
Yeah, but unfortunately they don't stock durian at the grocery store, so I don't really know where I'd grab any.
Yeah, we're on the east coast of the good old U.S. of A. So
Yeah,
not really durian country.
yeah, it's rather exotic as far as our ingredients are concerned.
Folks at home, if you've ever eaten a durian, please feel free to comment and let us know. Do you like it?
Yeah, I don't. I wonder, is it like a delicacy kind of thing, or is it just something that people just generally don't put up with?
I think I've seen like a show, like one of those shows on the Food Network, the Bizarre Foods, I guess it was, that some
Mhm.
people really like it. Like I guess it's an acquired taste. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't think that anybody could like eating sea urchin, and there are people who eat that. So, everything
Yeah.
is relative.
Exactly.
Alright, now we're just gonna gather. Speaking of things that smell like awesome, we're gonna gather all of our poop and make some more farm plots. Because I have a problem.
Yeah, I think you need to chill a little bit on the farm plots. What are we
I
up to,
think-
like 18?
Okay, I can't see them all, but I think. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I count 13 on the screen right now.
Oh, man.
I have a problem. I think I'm gonna actually chill with the farm plots from now on, though.
I actually think you couldn't grow more food if you tried.
Yeah, I think I'm actually reaching my capacity as far as tending the farm goes. At this point, I'm burning tons of seeds, and I'm starting to actually run my supply of seeds down. So I'm gonna have to actually farm some seeds,
Yeah.
which you can do by. I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier, but birds will come and check out seeds that are on the ground. And when you scare a bird away, they have a chance to drop seeds. So if you leave a bunch of seeds on the ground and then scare all the birds away, they have a chance to drop even more seeds, and then all of those seeds. It's kind of like how gobblers just can escalate completely out of control.
I mean, it really is like you're being like I don't know. I don't know if you've ever done this, but maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm weird. But whenever I was a kid, I used to like go out in the yard, and if there were birds, I would always go and chase the birds.
Yeah, no, chasing birds, squirrels is just something everybody does when you're
Yeah.
a kid. And if you didn't do it, then something's wrong with you.
Pro tip: don't chase the geese.
Oh god, the geese will chase you back.
They don't scare easy.
Yeah, no, geese are mean. Geese are super mean.
Uh,
I'm filling up these treasure chests with food pretty quickly. I tend to have a bit of a hoarding problem with games in general. That good old Final Fantasy syndrome.
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, if you ever played a Final Fantasy game, you always seem to wind up with like 99 elixirs at the end.
Because like you play through the whole game, and elixirs are these really awesome items, but there's like no way to actually buy them. So it's like, what if I need one later? I don't want to use it now. What if I need it for the final
Never
boss?
use them.
The final boss rolls around and it's just like, oh, well, I guess I got all of these guys, and then of course they don't really help you all that much with the final boss. Anyways,
No.
uh, though I will say, the Persona series is actually one series where hoarding items is actually a pretty good idea, because some of the bosses are really tough, and the items actually make a huge difference. Like, when you get your attack and speed and defense up 25% for your entire party, and you can drop the boss's speed, attack, and defense by another 25%, that's a noticeable difference.
Yeah, pretty significant. Doesn't happen so much in games like this though.
Yeah, no, certainly,
Yeah,
this is the absolute wrong game to get Final Fantasy syndrome.
I mean, and especially considering like the crockpot mechanics overall, it's pretty much, it doesn't seem to be that hard after you actually physically build your first crockpot to keep yourself pretty well fed, I think.
Yeah, this is the first time this is my first run through that I've made a crockpot, and this is the first time that I've gotten this far in the game. So I'm playing it pretty safe right now, but I dare say with all the stuff I've got stored up, I could last for a decent while.
Like
But
hounds aside.
yeah, that is like, the hounds are actually, I think, as much as I dread dealing with them, I think I'm just gonna surround this dude's house with farm plots. But in as much as I don't like dealing with the hounds, I will definitely concede that they are an excellent design mechanic, because they force you to do something other than just farm all day.
Yeah, because I mean,
So
like,
like, yeah,
otherwise, I would guarantee you would be able to live indefinitely.
yeah, really. So they add secondary survival goals. You know, it's just generally, I think it really works.
You got a pretty sweet setup here.
Yeah. I guess real quick, well, and as quick as one can, go into details about the workings of the crock pot.
Yeah.
But I might want to go over how the crock pot actually works, since I've got time to look at notes. So the way it works is it's based off of the initial hunger value of the first item that you put in. And
So
then
your stuffed eggplant is the base.
yes, eggplant is the base, and the base is multiplied, or sorry, the hunger value is calculated by the meatiness, which I don't know the numbers offhand, but something like a morsel would have less meatiness than if you were to use like a pork chop or beef or steak or something like that. So the meatiness value multiplied by 25, and then you add 10 hunger value per fruit and vegetable. So basically what that boils down to is it's if you put 2 eggplants in, it's not gonna get you as much of a benefit as if you were to just eat 2 eggplants. So use of filler is really important when you're using the crock pot, because if you're using like something like an eggplant, which by itself can give you a pretty good amount of hunger, you're using that as a second ingredient, it's only going to add 10, which is really a poor use of an eggplant. So you want to use something like a carrot, which is only going to give you 10 anyways, and then 2 sticks. Well, seeds might actually be a better filler than sticks, because excuse me, sticks actually will lower the overall hunger value of your final cooked recipe. Let's see here. 1 twig will reduce the value by 25%, and 2 twigs will drop it by 50%. So it actually incurs a pretty stiff penalty on the final result. So
Yeah, so if you've got like an eggplant and then 3 twigs, or really at that point you might as well just again eat the eggplant.
yeah. Oh yeah, more poop.
I bet you're gonna use that on your farm plots.
What gave you that idea? Oh god,
Dude, this is
looking at this from the
15.
outside now, I see that I have a problem.
16 farm plots.
Oh, that is the most poorly designed section of farm plots I've ever seen to boot. Just like
I just put one here.
surround the pig king with farm plots. Why not? He's not doing anything.
Pig, move your house. I need to put a farm plot.
Bypasses have got to be built. Alright, so back to the crock pot. There are some certain things that have special properties, like honey or honeycomb will increase the health value by 20. The health works very much the same way as hunger does, and it takes the initial value, and then you get 2 per fruit and vegetable, and then 10 for tallbird eggs.
Right. And then 20 for honey. Honey is
Yeah.
really healthy.
Yeah, honey is pretty much the best source of health recovery in the game, as far as I know.
Yeah. And then the complete polar opposite, you have monster meat. That will actually the sign of the health value will be reversed. So like where you would normally get positive health from
Like if you were to use honey and meat and you were gonna get, like, let's just say 30 health from the recipe, if you were to drop monster meat in there with it, you would get negative 30 health out of that. Right. So putting monster meat in your crock pot is a dangerous game to play.
Now, is it always a straight reverse? What if you, by some weird logic, I guess there is no way to come up with a negative health to start off.
Like,
what if you put a durian and monster meat?
You know, I've never been crazy enough to cook a durian and a monster meat together, because an unholy abomination would surely result.
Oh, the fires of hell spew forth from your crock pot.
Souls! What have I done?
Turns out you actually break one of the seals of the apocalypse that way.
So you're on that season of Supernatural, huh?
Yeah, yes.
To anybody who doesn't watch Supernatural, do it. It's awesome.
If you don't watch Supernatural, you're wrong.
I'm sorry, I don't say that often, but yes, you're wrong. I really need to start digging up a good supply of wood.
Wood.
I wood. I should probably have made myself a log suit a very long time ago. Oh, hounds are coming. You can tell because I dropped monster meat on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I've gone
still
over.
don't get the audio cues. I think
Yeah.
both times you've been attacked by the hounds, we've had to post it.
Yeah, that's actually true. And I think the very first time might have had some audio cues, but yeah, it is a little disappointing that the audio keeps getting messed up whenever the hounds show up. It's the hounds.
It's the hounds.
The hounds are doing it. They're like Slender Man. They just mess with the recording.
Oh man.
Oh God,
dude.
that is one
All
thing
right.
that would make this game infinitely creepier if they just introduced Slender Man.
Oh man.
I don't know if I could deal with that.
So this is actually appropriate that we're talking about this. I think we put his channel in our notes last video, or the last video for us that released our first HD video. But Lord Bater actually just did, and he does a lot of Slender videos, but he actually just did one. That game freaks me out. It
Oh.
prevents me from sleeping.
Yeah, no, like, I've watched the original, I'm trying to remember what the name of it was.
With the Marble Hornets.
Marble Hornets. I knew it had something to do with bees. But yeah, no, that was the kind of thing where like I could only watch a couple at a time and then never late at night.
The both of us are huge creepypasta fans.
Oh, dude, I love creepypasta. I think that Majora's Mask creepypasta had to have been my favorite.
What was that, Ben's game?
Yeah, Ben's game.
Oh man.
And I was like reading it back before the author came out and admitted that everything was made up, and before it got like ridiculously over the top. Okay, this is obviously fiction.
Yeah.
It freaked the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to admit that a story about a video game made it so I couldn't sleep at night.
We really have to do our Amnesia playthrough. We have to sit you down there.
Oh man. Guys, I've yet to play Amnesia. I have been saving it so that we can record me freaking out and you guys can laugh at me. So, have fun with that one, I guess.
Oh, we will.
Well, anything for the channel.
Yeah, so now that we're halfway done it's worth mentioning that this is actually a full moon. We lucked out, everybody's inside, but if one of those pigmen were to happen to be outside during this full moon, they would become a werepig. They would become hostile, and they would pretty much stop this Let's Play cold in its tracks.
Yeah, that would stop dead in its tracks. I'm honestly not even sure if there's way to put werepigs to sleep, like with the pan flute or the sleeping darts. I don't think I've actually discussed the pan flute at all, but the pan flute I think is under magic. It uses reeds and it is used to put enemies to sleep. So it can be so the pan flute actually cannot put ghosts, mandrakes, or werepigs to sleep. So if
Right.
we got hit by those werepigs, I would have been out of luck.
It would have been a night of running.
Yeah, but the pan flute can be very useful in dealing with difficult mobs like the tree guard or the tall bird. You can just put them to sleep and then go up and whack them a couple bits and then, put them to sleep again, etc., etc.
Right.
Yeah, so looks like we're running out of time. Next time, maybe I'll go get some silk. Maybe I'll keep farming the whole time. Let's find out.